Hey folks, thanks for joining me today here on DocTalk. I'm Dr. Dan Thompson. Today we're going to have a great show. Dr. Mark Hilton is my guest. He's with Elanco Animal Health. He's a practitioner of 30-some plus years, and we're going to talk about different technologies in which you can use to improve the profitability of your herd. It's bound to be a great show. Dr. Hilton is a wealth of information.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com. This segment brought to you by Kansas Regenerative Medicine. Your stem cells, your health, your life.
Hey folks, welcome to DocTalk. Dr. Hilton, thanks for joining us.
You bet.
Folks, we have Dr. Mark Hilton here, who's a veterinarian. Just to kind of set the stage for you with some of the experiences he's had. He's been a bovine practitioner in practice, a bovine practitioner in academia, over 33 years and still going as a bovine practitioner. He's a technical consultant for Elanco Animal Health, and I'm just tickled whenever I get time to spend with him and learn from him and have him on the show today.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for being here. And so, Dr. Hilton, what we're going to talk about are using steroid implants and ionophores and how we can incorporate those into our herds and how we can utilize them.
Right. So in the feedlot industry, about 90 to 95% of all feedlot cattle get a hormonal implant to increase average daily gain and help feed efficiency on those cattle. And the implant builds muscle mass. That's what it does for those cattle. And so it's well-utilized technique, has great appeal out in the feedlot industry. In the stocker industry, we see a fair amount of use also. Where I see the situation that we could do better is in the suckling calves. In our nursing calves, if that calf is a steer, he needs to have an implant in his ear. Our research and everybody else's shows that a low-dose implant, so Ralgro, Synovex C, Component EC with Thailand, is going to give you somewhere between 15, 25 pounds of extra weaning weight on those calves at a cost of about $1 to $1.25. So I always say to producers, okay, go to the bank, take them $1.25. 100 days later, go back to the bank and say, I would like my $25. And they'll laugh at you and hand you $1.25 and a half, right? Right. And so it's a technology that's very safe, well studied out in the field, and I'll give you some statistics on it later. But it's something more people need to be using. Now, you don't want to implant bulls; they're going to be kept for bulls. Even if you're not going to keep them for bulls, if you put an implant in the ear, the testicles need to be out because it scars the testicles in and makes it a problem. But replacement females, talk to your veterinarian. We tell people, you can implant all your calves at about 2 months, 3 months of age, no problem whatsoever. Other people are not going to implant their heifers, but at least do your steers and your non-keeper heifers.
Yeah, and I tell them on the heifers, if you know you're going to keep them as replacements, there's no need in implanting them because you don't need the pounds.
That's right.
But if you don't know, and there's a chance you might keep them, if you implant them at the time of branding, then we won't do anything really reproductively.
Correct.
And if you decide to sell them, you have the added pounds.
That's correct.
So it's kind of if you know what's going to happen, then it's pretty easy to work with your veterinarian and get that figured out.
Yeah, I figured up once, and this is more on the feedlot side, but to walk cattle through the chute and do a really nice job implanting them, you make between $2,000 and $3,000 an hour. So that'll work. That'll work.
I love the dollars and cents.
Well, I can't think of anything legal you can do to make that kind of money. So,
no.
Right?
Yeah, no, not unless you're a professional athlete.
Right, yeah.
Then maybe
forgot about that. Yeah, and we're not.
No, we're not.
Yeah.
Well, these products are safe.
Yes.
Been around forever.
Yeah, and I actually wrote some things down, and because I can't keep them all memorized. So 4 ounces of beef from a steer that was not implanted has 1.2 nanograms of estrogen in it. Okay. So I read somewhere there's a nanogram is 1/1,000,000th.
Yep.
And there's 1 billion blades of grass on a football field. So that tells you. So there's 1.2 blades of grass out there that are estrogen. on a non-implanted. Now, if you implant the steer, it goes up to a whopping 1.6 nanograms.
All right. Now I want to keep
4/10.
I want to keep them in suspense
Yes.
because I know you have other foodstuffs here.
I do.
When you come back, we're going to tell you then how that relates to other feedstuffs or foodstuffs,
right,
for us,
human foods,
right after these messages.
Ag Promo Source is a unique group of marketing specialists with one mission: help your ag business grow. Each affiliate has their own area of expertise, and they work together to bring you advice, products, and services. To get started, visit agpromosource.com. Ag Promo Source. Together we grow.
This segment brought to you by Santa Fe Trail Meats in Overbrook. Visit us online at sftmeats.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to DocTalk. Dr. Dan Thompson and Dr. Mark Hilton here, and we're talking about steroid implants. And as we left, 1.2 nanograms in the non-implanted steak.
Yep.
From the steak from
4
the
ounces. Right.
4 ounces from non-implanted steer, and 1.6.
Yes.
And you said a nanogram,
1/1000th of a gram.
blade of grass on a football field.
Correct.
So less than a blade of grass.
Yep.
All
difference. Right.
All right. Between implant and non-implant.
Right.
All right. Here we go.
Cabbage.
Yep.
4 ounces of cabbage. 2,700 nanograms.
Okay. So now, folks, we're talking about going from 1.2 to 1.6 by using a steroid implant in a 4 ounce steak. And you get 2,700 when you're getting your corned beef and cabbage.
Right.
2,700 nanograms from 4 ounces of cabbage.
Grandma's coleslaw or whatever.
Yeah.
So in perspective, you would have to eat 422 pounds of beef from an implanted calf to get the same amount of estrogen in 4 ounces of cabbage. So 422 pounds. And so to really make you think about it, an adult male produces 168,000 nanograms of estrogen a day. So that's the same as eating 26,250 pounds of beef, or 288 pounds or 288 years worth of beef if you eat 4 ounces a day. So the word insignificant comes to mind as far as what the hormone implant does to the level of estrogen in the beef.
Yeah, it's just crazy. And you know, you'll hear the media say, well, there's 150% the estrogenic activity in a 4 ounce steak from an implanted steer versus non-implanted.
Yep.
They just won't tell you it's a blade of grass on a football field.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You can make percent numbers look pretty impressive sometimes.
Yep.
But yeah, it's just really, it's an insignificant number. It's a technology that's easily utilized. Again, the safety is unquestionable, and doing it to the calves this spring as you're processing your spring-born
and the
calves.
economics are there to use.
Oh, it's just, it's cut and dry. There's nothing you can do that's more cost-effective on your farm or ranch than giving that calf an implant. So yeah, you're taking the testicles away, so give them the implant. And segueing off, leaving those testicles till the calf's a lot older is definitely the wrong thing to do, because tons and tons of research show that sets those calves back tremendously when they're castrated at an older age.
No doubt.
Yep.
No doubt. So let's segue into the ionophores, because I think that's a less known technology that producers could be utilizing to better utilize their forage.
Right. Absolutely. And so the first thing is on your replacement heifers, we're looking at about a 0.2 of a pound extra daily gain on those heifers, along with an increase in fertility of those heifers, even beyond what we would expect with the weight gain. So there's some extra activity of the ionophore to help the fertility of those heifers. So we talked on an earlier segment about breeding heifers for a really short amount of time, a 30, 42-day period of time. Using an ionophore, you're going to increase pregnancy rate in those heifers.
Awesome. Great technology. Folks, when we come back, we're going to continue on talking about ionophores, how you can use those in your programs, how you can use them in your herd. You're watching DocTalk, and we're glad you joined us.
Sure Crop Fertilizers was started by my father, Don Sherman, and my mother, Shirley Sherman. Family business that started in the 80s. We predominantly focus on plant nutrients and what we can do to give growers better responses with the fertilizer dollars that they do, and what we can do to make those things work better for the grower. We're based out of Seneca, Kansas. We work with growers in their soil analysis to figure out what they need, and then we can put those in a blend that gives them the best results, and so that we can deliver that direct to their farm so that they have those nutrients where they need them, when they need them, and so that they can apply them in a manner that's very efficient to them and works well in their planting systems and what they're doing. Sure Crop Fertilizers has been around for a long time. We always say we're big enough to take care of everything you need, but we're small enough to do it quickly. You can get a hold of us at 1-800-635-4743. Our website is surecropfertilizers.com, and you can always email me at Corey@surecropfertilizers.com, and with any questions you have, we're glad to answer and work with you.
Did you know long-range planning through the checkoff can help keep your business profitable? To successfully pass on cattle operations from one generation to the next, it's important to promote beef and keep farms and ranches profitable. Your beef checkoff helps do that.
We're Jurger's Cattle Company, cow-calf operation primarily, with a small replacement heifer operation. We started our operation in 2012, but we expanded on my father-in-law's operation, who started in the 70s, and built off his expertise and his knowledge, and have taken and grown it to what it is today. We span about 4 different counties in North and South Carolina, running about 1,000 acres with 350 roughly head of mama cows. My husband and I and my son and my father-in-law operate together. About 2 years ago, we decided to make the switch to become all-natural producers. And what that means is it's a certain standard of quality and life for not only the calves that become part of the food source and the meat itself, but the cows also. Beef checkoff is important for our operation in a twofold way. First is marketing, creating a customer for us. We sell directly to feedlots, but our end game is the consumer. We want to create a product for the consumer that they desire, that they want to go back to the supermarket or steakhouse and they want more beef. Everybody knows the slogan, beef is what's for dinner, but it falls even more than that in that they've raised consumer awareness in quality, which is important to us because we try to focus heavily on our genetics. That's a main component of our operation, and the checkoff has allowed us to do that by promoting a product that's important to the consumer, that it's good quality, it's safe, it's nutritious, and they're gonna want to be return customers.
About 6 jumps later, I was laying on the ground and thinking, boy, my shoulders sure hurt. I kept waiting and it didn't get better and didn't get better. I'd heard about Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center on the radio. Got down there at 8 o'clock in the morning, and by 11:30 the procedure was all over, and it just kept getting better and better. And within 6 weeks I was back digging post holes and doing the other hard work that I'd been doing before the accident. And I'm really pleased. It's really worked out well for me.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission. Progress powered by Kansas farmers.
Hey folks, welcome back to DocTalk. We're blessed to have Dr. Mark Hilton here with us today, talking about technology and its use in the cow herd. And we've been talking about implants. We've started to talk about ionophores, and it makes some sense to use ionophores when we're utilizing those in our replacement heifers, trying to utilize forage, trying to improve rates of gain, time to puberty, things of that nature, right?
Yep. Yeah, so the ionophores, what they do is they change the chemical nature of what the cow's digesting, and they actually squeeze more energy out of every bite that they eat. So it's a great thing for the environment too, because the cow actually eats less and gains more weight from using the ionophore. A place where we don't see enough use is in the cow herd during the wintertime. So when we're feeding our cows during the winter, I talked about the ionophores earlier for feeding the replacement heifers. So Bovatec, Catalyst, Rumensin are all approved for those heifers. On the cow herd, Rumensin is the only one that's approved for cows, between 50 and 200 milligrams per head per day. And the results consistently show between 5 and 10% improvement in feed efficiency. at a cost of about 2 cents per cow per day. So if your ration's costing you $2 per cow per day, you spend 2 cents on Rumensin to make you 20 cents. So a 10x return on your investment on that cow. So hay's short, got Rumensin, your hay lasts longer. If you've got plenty of hay, now you're going to have carryover of hay. You know, if you're feeding them distiller's grain or something like that, you don't have to feed them as much because the Rumensin is going to come in and help you by about a 10% feed efficiency.
And when you look at taking something that's maybe not a starch-based supplement, you know, obviously there's a little starch in distillers, but it's mainly the bran that's left. Having that ability to convert in the rumen the more efficient utilization by more propionate production is going to help those cows be more efficient.
Yeah, you're the PhD nutritionist. Maybe I should be interviewing you on this part. But no. Yeah, and you made the point, the lower the quality of feed, the more beneficial the Rumensin is, because propionate, you know, increases when they're on that low quality forage from acetate to propionate. So even, you know, in our feedlot rations, the more we feed them a backgrounder type of a ration, the more bang for the buck we get out of the ionophores.
Yeah, we're using, a lot of times when we're up on finished rations, we're using ionophores to modulate intake.
Absolutely.
And to stop some of the digestive disorders. When we get into that lower quality, and it's not really low quality, it's just more cellulose, where there'd be more acetate production, we get more bang for our buck from a product like that. And it makes perfect sense to me that utilizing them on cow herds or utilizing them on grass diet is going to be a good place.
Yeah, a 10-to-1 return. I mean, you can't beat it. That's excellent return.
It's better than most.
Yes, yeah. And you know, I really consider myself an environmentalist. Do you? I mean, are you an environmentalist? You care about the soil and the health of the environment? No, I mean,
I didn't think I was going to
But the environmentalist community is against things like implants and ionophores, where actually they're very positive for the environment because they allow us to utilize lower quality feedstuffs and less of them to produce the beef that we want to produce for the population. So
you bring up some great points, and I think that then a lot of these people that are activists are just for or against whatever somebody with a megaphone tells them without thinking. But let's take a break. It's great information, great show. Thanks for joining us. Dr. Mark Hilton. We'll be back.
Hi, I'm Kim Mandering with Hardy Insurance. I'm here to help you with all of your farm and ranch needs. When it comes to protecting your operation and your family, you need a name you can trust at a price you can afford. Call me today or visit hardyaviationins.com.
Healthy cows start with the new hired hand automatic livestock sprayer. Rancher invented to provide an efficient alternative to pour-on and injectable parasite management systems. The portable design allows cattle to treat themselves head to hoof. Strategic device placement with pass-through activation technology takes the stress out of parasite treatment for cattle and the rancher, leaving more time to tend to other vital tasks on the farm. To learn more, visit cowsprayer.com. The new hired hand makes healthy cows easy.
No matter where, no matter why, the Veterinary Health Center at Kansas State University is committed to providing quality patient care to animals and exceptional customer service to their owners. From routine checkups to emergency and specialty care, our world-renowned specialists and experienced professionals are here to discover, to teach, and to heal.
Let us know.
How can I help?
How can we help?
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
ValleyVet.com, ValleyVet.com, Valley Vet Supply.
We do business with Blueville because of the quality of their work. It is excellent quality, and because they make a commitment to their customers.
We enjoy the benefits of hiring a good company to help us maintain this home.
We will always do business with Blueville. We have for many, many years, and there's no reason for us to look for any other service.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture. To join today or more information, go to kfb.org or find us on Facebook or Twitter.
Hey folks, welcome back to DocTalk. We're having a great show here with Dr. Mark Hilton, veterinarian. He's with Elanco Animal Health, but he has been a veterinary practitioner for 30-some years, whether it was in Eastern Iowa or at Purdue University. He's just been a great role model, friend, mentor to a lot of us here in the beef industry, and it's fun to learn from him. And this is something you and I are both pretty passionate about, is using these technologies, keeping these technologies, affordable food, but also the environmental impact.
Absolutely. And your mention of affordable food, that's what it comes down to. We're trying out here in agriculture to produce a great product for the population at a low cost. The United States is the lowest cost food producer in the world. People spend less of their income on food than any place else. And these technologies that we have help us to do that. Implants, again, almost a 10 to 20 to 1 return. Ionophores, a 10 to 1 return. It makes so much sense. We would have, if we didn't have these technologies, now we need more livestock. Population's growing, right? We have to feed more people over the next 20, 30 years. The population's supposed to hit 9 billion people in 2050. Utilizing these technologies let us produce food at a lower environmental impact. And I just wish the public that wasn't in agriculture understood more of what we're doing. We're trying to do what's best for the environment, what's best for the population,
Big time.
Every farmer and you talk to them, when you start talking to them about when they're gone, what's going to happen to this ranch or this farm, they have some pride in their heart talking about they want to leave it better for the next generation. Yep. And, these technologies allow them to produce food and leave things better for the next generation.
Well, and you think about, no habitat, no cows.
Right.
And so nobody cares more about the habitat than those of us that live on the ranch or that's producing it. I'll go back to the ionophores. It also, there is actually another reason we use them besides performance. Coccidiosis.
Correct. Yeah, and in our young calves, again, it's a big problem in stocker type calves and early feedlot calves, coccidiosis. And yeah, the ionophores should absolutely be in those feeds. And for our dairy producers that are out there watching, absolutely, having an ionophore, because the dairy calf is a lot more likely to get coccidiosis because of that confinement situation that they live in.
And I kind of threw us out of kilter there, but let's go back to the feeding the world and things to that nature. But we're producing more pounds of beef per head today than we ever have.
Correct.
And if we lose these technologies, more cattle have to be used.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I would say, the consumers out there with their 2017 model cell phone telling a farmer to act like it's still 1958, and I don't get that. It doesn't make any sense.
That is for sure. All right. Well, folks, ionophores, implants, safe, great technology, help you be more profitable, but more importantly, help us protect the environment, help us to produce food so that we can help people that want to put it on the dinner table can afford it.
You're right.
Thanks for being here today. Thanks for watching DocTalk. Remember, always work with your local veterinarian. If you want to know more about what we're doing here at DocTalk, find us on the web at www.doctalktv.com. Dr. Dan Thompson, Dr. Mark Hilton, we'll see you down the road.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com.